I was just saying, if you just look at how the league was, they were like different because you pretty much saw like two superstars. Not turn that light on. Dominating, you know, the competition in that era. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened. I can't hear you.
I
Oh,
had
okay.
no mute because the train was coming. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
Oh,
I
okay. No,
heard
you
you.
good. So I think like actually probably mute while I'm talking because I think I don't hear no echo when you
Okay, I
mute.
got you. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So if you look at it, those two guys were able to dominate that era because the league was just different. And now they buzz saw that motherfucker. Like I ain't gonna lie. You got two guys who was damn near putting up 30. You got Shaq as himself. They play inside out, who was able to get a lot of the defense to shed towards him. And then you had Kobe, who balanced it out was that outside attack. And then they did have the triangle. Fisher played his role. Rick Fox played his role. Who else they had? Because I remember they was having cats like I think they came a little later, but you had like Samaki Walker, Devin George. But I think that 0-1 team, Derek Fisher, Def had made a wave. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Or
had it
just
up right here. The 2001. Hold on, let me go to it real quick.
yeah, break down. Let's do the rosters too.
The
I'm gonna
roster,
mute myself.
regular season stats
But just
too.
tell me who the rosters is. I'm gonna mute
Yeah,
myself.
so the roster first. Yeah, it's Kobe, Derek Fisher, Greg Foster, Rick Fox, Devin George, Horace Grant, Ron Harper. Hold on. It's the 2001 team. Robert Ory, Tyronn Lue, Mark Matson, Slava Melvin Dinka, Shaq, Mike Penn Berthy, and Isaiah Ryder and Brian Shaw. So now you want to go to Warriors?
Yeah, go Warriors because it's gonna look different when you
We're
say
talking
who.
about the 2007 with Pachulia, right? That team,
Yeah,
right?
2017.
So here we go. It's Matt Barnes. I think it's over already. They got Matt Barnes off the bench. Ian Clark, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Jones, Sean Livingston, Kayvon Looney, James McAdoo, Patrick JaVale McGee, Jaza Pachulia, Klay Thompson, Anderson Varejao, Briante Weber, and David West. That's a 16-17 roster, 17 team.
Okay, so
I know it's a lot to
let's
tackle.
just
Go
break
ahead.
down. Let's break down the advantages
Okay, I'm
for
going on
both
mute.
teams. All right, let's break down the advantages for both teams. We can admit Shaq is a problem. He gonna get whatever he want. Kobe is a problem. He can basically get whatever he wants. My thing is, where is the scoring coming after that? And if you look at it, that's why they kind of struggled in '02 versus the Kings, why they kind of became undone in '03 versus the Spurs. And then if you look at '04, look what happened against the Pistons. I think Kobe and Shaq may have been the only two people that were in double figures. But we're going to talk about '01. I'm just setting precedents. So my thing is, you could be unbiased. You tell me. Shaq has always struggled with pick and roll, and yeah, he always struggled with the pick and roll. He didn't like to leave the paint. Mike Bibby was pretty much just shooting layup jump shots against him, like pick and roll. He averaged 23 that series. I think he averaged 23, and Chris Webber averaged 24 in '02. So knowing that factors, that's why I think the Warriors will have an advantage. So I think the game is going to come down to who has the bigger advantage. You have the Lakers, who's going to have Shaq and Kobe, who pretty much can get anything they want from 2-point range. Come up, Trev. They can get whoever they want a 2-point
Yeah,
range.
come on, Trev.
Because
Defend your facts.
I
Defend
just
your...
want to make sure I'm not bugging.
Yeah, I want to say, is he saying man to what you're saying, or he saying man, you right? Come on, Trevor.
I just want to make sure I'm not bugging because look, people can't go. I'm the one of the biggest Kobe Bryant fans, bro. So when I'm speaking, this is my GOAT. You get what I'm saying? Like this is my favorite player of all time. So I'm not going to speak. I'm speaking from uh, a point of true unbiasedness and how the game would actually play out. You get what I'm saying? So that's more so what I'm looking at. The things that the Warriors kind of struggle with, teams that came close, everybody is looking at that Houston team that gave the Warriors problems in 2018. That team, one, had James Harden, and they specifically built a roster to stop the Warriors. And that was, we're going to put a lot of shooting on the floor. We're going to switch everything. And we're going to try to put Steph in every pick and roll. And we're also going to try to they also made it their business to not have any bigs play on the floor. And they doubled Steph and was more so forcing KD to go one-on-one. So that's just my retort. You bring up anything if I'm wrong or what you think about those points.
Yeah, he said you're right, Trevor. Yeah, so first of all, that's the first thing to stand out is the pick and roll and the 3-point shot for me. Because, like you said, Kobe probably could get whatever he want mid range, or because he was super athletic back then,
Yeah.
so he can get to the rack. But they still, it's still, I don't know. The Warriors, you got Durant. I mean, they can put Draymond on them. They can put Durant on them. They can switch to Klay Thompson
It's
on them. They can put Iguodala on Kobe. I don't think
this
he was
is
getting depth defenders that much, except for Philly, the Philly series probably.
I look at it like this, right? And maybe the best comparable series, even though it's a little different, you look at somebody like Bron, who was an unstoppable force in 2017 in the 2017 finals. The Warriors pretty much keep him out the paint. Him and Kyrie, Bron averaged 34 basically in that series, and
Yep.
Kyrie damn near averaged 30, and
Yeah.
they still got outscored by 8 points.
Oh, good point. Good point. Good point.
It was 122 to 114. It took the greatest shooting performance in finals history to beat that team. They had 86 points at the damn half and hit damn near like 24 threes. That being said, they still lost in 5 games.
Right. In the game they won, they hit all them threes, like you said, game 4. Yeah.
So, and all I'm saying is, whether factor it in, because people talk about coaching. Phil Jackson, admittedly, did not guard the three. He did not guard the three. They always stayed in the paint. One, that era was different then,
Yeah, I
but he
know.
didn't guard the three. And a lot of teams didn't take him. But that's why that Dallas team was so different in 2011 because they got hot. They shot the blood out that girl. You saw all type of cats hitting that three.
Yep.
So factor that in. But also, people talk about Shaq's gravity. They don't mention Steph's. This is a guy that you damn near have to guard from half court.
For real.
And if you think Ron Harper or Derek Fisher is about to hold him, you get what I'm saying? Be able to really stop him. Like, let's be realistic. If you just look at it, and this is not the 20, of course, this is the 2022 finals, but Steph been doing this forever. Look at where Boston Bigs were picking him up at.
Mm-hmm.
He's shooting threes from damn near half court, 4 steps from behind the line.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, Cats was don't let nobody. You pick people up a step inside the 3-point line.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just asking people, are they factoring that?
You want me
Let
to look
Shaq
at?
go out. Let's just say this.
You want me
Shaq
to
could
go?
damn near go out and score 14, 16 points in a row.
You want to look at the playoff stats or regular season for the 01 Lakers?
Look
Because
at both.
it's really showing what you said. Facts.
Look at them. Pull them
The
up.
regular season, Kobe led the league. Kobe led them in scoring 28 point. No, my bad. Hold on. Well, Shaq got him by point two. Shaq averaged 28.7. Kobe averaged 28.5. After that, it's a huge drop off to Derek Fisher at 11.5, and nobody else averaged 10. Like
Okay.
Fox averaged 9.6.
So y'all can say, hey, man, they got defense though. Okay. Okay. As good as that defense is, right?
Yep.
Are they going to really be able to realistically hold the Warriors to 110 points?
Nope.
That's just being generous. Because my thing is, if you look at the Warriors and you look at that 2017 team, if you being generous, you could just pencil KD and Steph in for 27, Clay in for his 22. But that don't dismiss the little easy buckets that Iggy, Draymond, Livingston get just off backdoors. Just because you're so worried about that ball movement.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, is people need to just say this. This is the real answer. And I respect that people say this. You just can't compare it, right? Because that would be like, let's just say you drop the 2001 Lakers into the 1980s. Kobe would be laughing at the niggas who didn't run out at the mid range.
Yeah.
He would abuse the mid range.
Right. I know what
They
you
was
mean.
literally giving them mid range, right?
Right.
So the same could be said if you drop just a regular team from today. I don't even mean this disrespect, right?
Okay. Keep doing it.
But if you just really drop like today's Mavericks, it's just to that 2001 playoffs. I'm not saying they would beat the Lakers or they would even win the championship, but they're going to give those guys so many problems just
For sure.
based on the amount of threes. Because if you fuck around and shoot 15 for 45 from three, that's still 45 points. And you can
Exactly.
shoot all the twos you want.
I know what you mean.
Still for, what is that? 15 times three is 45. If you shoot 15 twos, that's still 30 points. It's a numbers game.
Yeah. Even if
But that's
even if
just
the Warriors
that.
have an off 3 point shooting night, they still might put up 45 points on you off
Thank
of
you.
threes.
Just because now, and to be honest, that's basketball is kind of dumb today because, you know, that's what happened to the Rockets. They missed so many damn threes in 2018 when they
Mm-hmm.
should have just went to the paint. So it's like, oh, shit, we just going to shoot twos. But that's what the Warriors do, though. When you have, and I haven't even mentioned Clay. So if you run a Steph, KD, pick and roll, pick and pop, Shaq doesn't leave the paint. If Shaq doesn't leave the paint on the pick and roll, do you know how many? This is Stephen Curry, bro. This is not Mike Bibby.
You're right.
Mike Bibby averaged 23, and I was shooting twos. Do you know how many threes Steph would shoot?
A lot. Going crazy.
So if you said 2016 Warriors, well, I don't. Of course, I would pick the 01 Lakers because at the end of the day, too, and this is what made the Warriors unbeatable when the system wasn't working. Steph was off, Clay was off. You still got the 7-foot guy who can get a bucket on anyone, and he gets to play 1-on-1. I
Mm-hmm.
I dare you. I don't care. So who is guarding KD? That's what I want to know too. Because everybody asks who's guarding Shaq. Who's guarding KD? You gonna put Kobe on KD?
Kobe on KD. No,
That's probably your best defender. He got to score, right? You putting Kobe on Clay?
Kobe gonna have to defend Clay, yeah, because they gonna have Durant. They gonna have Rick Fox on KD. They go Dion right there.
So you put Rick Fox on KD, and we can just let him play one-on-one.
Kobe on
With the
Clay.
two greatest shooters,
Fisher on Steph.
we already know Steph gravity. You can't leave him.
But the thing though, the Shaq though, who gonna
The
stop
thing
Shaq?
is, you cannot leave KD. You cannot leave Steph or Clay if KD is playing one-on-one.
I got you.
He blows past his man. Are you just gonna let him dunk, or you gonna help off? And if you help off, that's Christmas. You giving the best shooters in the world a wide open shot. And Steph is dangerous with a hand in his face. So all these people, Shaq does have gravity. He brings people to the paint.
What's the argument?
The Warriors versus the 01 Lakers versus the 2017 Warriors. But the same thing, Steph has gravity. No, with KD.
Oh, it's come on, man.
Thank you. So my thing is, you have to guard Steph Curry at half court. And Shaq didn't leave the paint.
Sure, you stupid.
He did it. Let's be real, bro. If you look at how he was guarding Mike Bibby, bro, Shaq was not leaving past the free throw line.
And Bibby can shoot, but he can't shoot like Curry. I'm saying Curry.
Bibby was damn near automatic.
Bibby was killing them.
I was ready to kill them. I was ready to kill the Lakers because they couldn't stop Mike Bibby, bro. I'm like, dog, are you serious? There is no historical context. That's why I say the answer just needs to be we can't compare errors. But for people to just think, like, this is the part that outlandish stuff. Oh, Fisher just gonna be physical with Steph.
Man, hell no.
Man, if you don't get the okay.
Man, Curry gonna go. Man.
Okay.
Trevor said 40. 40.
Man, what? Derek Fisher?
No, I just want to ask then. So if we have those factors, it's too much shooting on the floor with Steph and Clay alone. If KD goes 101, who is guarding him?
Nobody.
You either have to put Kobe, Ron Harper, or Fox onto KD. You gonna put Robert Horry on KD?
I forgot about Horry gonna check him.
Who?
Robert Horry gonna check KD.
Robert Horry gonna check KD?
Devin George. They gonna put Devin George. That's what they do. They probably put Devin George on them.
Kobe. Okay. Once again, if Kobe checks KD, who's stopping Clay when he runs off his screens? And they run.
You ready, Trey?